Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are checking in for week 2 of March. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. I have all of my expenses laid down. This is my March overview for the monthly. All of these spreads that I have here, I did set up on camera with you guys. And all of the stickers are from my shop as well. I'm using the Erin Condren monthly planner in the 7x9. This is in the color blends design. So let's go ahead and get into it. I believe this week there wasn't too many expenses, which is good. So let's go ahead and just lay those down, and let me go ahead and open up our app that we always use. This is called the Daily Budget app. If you guys are curious about the apps that we use, I will have a video linked below describing all the apps along with how our accounts are set up for our checking and savings accounts. We are cashless budgeters, so we only use credit cards since we like to accumulate all the rewards and everything as well. We actually did have to use cash on Monday the 20th, which is tomorrow, because my husband is buying a monitor from the marketplace, so he had to withdraw cash. So I will talk about this in our next week's check-in on how we put that into our app. Yeah, so meanwhile, all the expenses for this week, they were all spent from our credit card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The Daily Budget app, this is the app I like to use to track our expenses since I very rarely carry anything but my phone. My husband usually has our IDs and stuff with him in his wallet, and then we just both have our phones. So from the 12th to the 18th, we're checking in, and we're going to scroll down to the 12th. The 12th, nothing was spent. On the 13th, we had this little paw print. I use that to symbolize our pups category, but now it's shared with our baby. So the one category that we had spent was on the 13th, and that was $26. We got some like dishware for her. We got her some like spoons, some bowls as well, because she is eating solids now, or well, she's eating pureed food, but I wanted to get some like silicone ones and softer ones for her. And then the only other thing was this little house icon. That's what I use to symbolize the sinking funds. So for the sinking funds, we have spent, for household, it was $37, and this is because we got some cleaning rags or dish rags along with like this like steamer to steam some of her vegetables since we are making pureed food for her. I think there was a couple other things, but I don't remember what it was, but that was $37. Now going on to the 14th, we had some more. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going through this app, but that's where I'm pulling all of the expenses from. So on the 14th, we had some food expenses, and these are all the different colors symbolize different things since those are from our key here. So the pink category means all of our eating out, the yellow is all of our groceries, gas is all of our gas, and so on and so forth. So for 14th, we had coal fire. And we just wanted to get some like pizza this day. We just didn't feel like cooking. We haven't really been wanting to cook a lot lately. And the only other thing that we got was for beer. We picked up some beer. I'm not drinking it because I am breastfeeding, but my husband is drinking beer. He just wanted something to go with like some food since he hasn't had a beer in a really long time. And this isn't just like he likes to get like those coolers, like, you know, the fruity drinks. But that's what he got for that day. And we did have another sinking fund category, and that expense was from the gifts and treating category. It was gifts and treating on the 14th, $62. We got our friend some birthday presents, but that was for that day. I had one of you guys ask me about this transaction log. So the transaction log, I use this to track everything for the sinking funds, since the sinking funds, whenever we make a transaction here or we spend something from one of these categories like car insurance, Christmas, medical, household, gifts and treating, any of these sinking fund categories, I don't track this in my monthly view, but I do still want to have those expenses written down in my planner. So I have this transaction log to write those changes in our monthly view. However, I use this to strictly just track our day-to-day expenses, which is the eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups. The reason why I don't track our sinking funds in here is because I feel like some of these we can't really help it, like for car insurance or sewer, those are bills, like for medical bills or for car maintenance, for like household things like a water filter or home filters, like easy pass, like things like this is not necessarily things that like we want to spend from. Of course we have the luxury ones, right, like dates or clothes, beauty, but majority of it like I just have in here because I just prefer to track our day-to-day expenses, since these are the ones that we can kind of keep an eye on or like limit ourselves to, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just something that I just enjoy seeing, since these are the categories we spend the most out of, because a lot of our sinking funds categories we could go a while without spending from. Anyway, that's just an example, but if you don't like to put the transaction log, you could definitely use this to track other things, like if you guys had like a different account that you want to track the transaction log for, or your personal spending, or your like side hustle spending. Like this transaction log can be used for like different accounts as well. All right, so let's go on and move forward. So that was on the 14th. Then on the 15th we had another category from household. We had to pick up some batteries, and that was on the 15th. That was $8. 16th, nothing was spent. On the 17th, we spent from Bangkok. We got some, it was like bobas. We got some like, it was like bobas and like fresh milk teas. They're like these like fancy drinks, I guess. Like here, I have one of them here. This is like a strawberry. I don't know if that looks that good on camera, but it was like a strawberry puree kind of drink that we wanted to try. And my husband got like a mango one. And then we got like a few other drinks as well. We got quite a bit to say, but that was from Bangkok. That was $18. And I actually put that on the wrong day. That was on the 17th. We seem to eat out a lot on Fridays, huh? And that's another reason why I like to track these in here, because I like to see like kind of how often we spend. Let's say that we don't really spend on Sundays, but that's actually very different. Today, the 19th, we spend quite a bit this day. But okay, so moving on the 18th, we had one gas transaction, and that was for $35 for gas. And then the last thing we spent was from our sinking funds. We got from the baby category, we spent $97 on like some carriers, some bed sheets and stuff for her. We got like a bunch of things for her that we needed to get since she is growing. We're gonna start trying to put her in her crib. So that was it for this week's spending. Let's do these non-spent stickers. We have, looks like there's 3 so far for this week, which is not bad at all. And if I sound sleepy, I do apologize. I feel like it's just been a really long few days. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our weekly check-in. I'm gonna go ahead and fill out these categories for both sides. But I want to say thank you guys so much for all of the support that you guys have given me, whether it's on here, whether it's on shopping with me, whether it's in any form. Like, I really do appreciate it so much. Especially a lot of you guys have been commenting lately, and that really, I always read the comments right away, but I can't always like answer immediately. But it's such pick-me-ups, like honestly, it's just, I thank you guys so much. Like, really, thank you guys so much. But okay, so we have eating out, groceries, gas, and we have allowance. We have pups, and then bean. Those are the 5 categories. These 5 categories I am grabbing from our monthly March budget. These are the ones I use for a day-to-day. These are the ones that I would use as cash envelopes if I were to have cash envelopes. And then let's do over here monthly budget, and these are our categories to balance out our checking account. We will talk about these once we balance out the other accounts first. All right, so let's go ahead and balance out the weekly checking account. These are the ones that we just calculated in for. Let's do our one-off things like I usually like to do. One of them is gas. That was $35 for gas. Then we have the one for pups and bean. That was $26, and that is the only violet color for that week too. $26. We have the last color is just the pink category, and this one is for eating out. So let me just cross out groceries and allowance since nothing was spent. Then for eating out, Let's talk about it. We had $16 plus 31 plus 18 over here. And that equals $65. Let's cross them all off as well. And that is everything checked in for this week. So that's actually not bad, but let's see. So we have a $65 here. Now we're gonna go ahead and check in for a weekly balance. But before I check in for a weekly balance, I realized that last week I forgot to talk to you guys about one of the savings amounts. Okay, so as you guys might know, when we set up the March budget together, I had 5 paychecks for the month of March. One of them, however, I wrote 0 as actual because this one is just gone. So essentially that extra paycheck, we had the $1,300, that minus $565 and $37 from the exam questions that my husband purchased for his one certification. That was $602 in total that was spent. That minus the $1,300. So $1,300 minus 565 minus 37 equals $698 left over. And now that I'm looking at this, I put 602 and I also transferred 602. So that is wrong. So that is wrong. So I just put miscalculation additional $96 because I obviously can't count. So that is an additional $96. That I don't even know what today's date is. 3/19. So 3/19 emergencies, that was $96. Let me actually do that real quick because that means that money is still hanging out in our primary checking account, because what we ended up doing was like that $1,300 we just put straight in here because we were going to transfer the money we needed to the credit card to pay for our stuff, and then the remaining I was going to transfer it over to our savings account. So if you guys are familiar with my budgeting, you guys will know about these accounts, and of course again I'll link these accounts, the video below explaining them. You guys will know that this account I have all outgoing funds, so that whole paycheck got put here since the whole thing was going to be going all around the world. So that money is actually still in here, and you guys know that I kind of don't pay attention to this account after I transfer some money in here. I balance this account probably like once or twice a year, and there's always extra because you guys know I round up. Like even if something is like $1.05, I round it up to $2, and so this kind of collects money over time. But anyway, I'm going off topic, but that means I have $96 extra in there for sure. So we're doing the extra paycheck correction. That is $96 I'm going to transfer over to our external savings account, and that is going to be to the emergency funds. So previously we left off with 7,983 .93. So we left off with $7,983.93 plus the $96 that we're going to transfer. Now this is a new total for the emergency funds, which is $8,079 in. Okay, so I had to correct the 9 real quick, but that is the total. I crossed off the previous amounts because those are no longer accurate. So we have for Savopoly, this is the amount we currently have. Emergencies, this is the amount we're going to have after that $96 actually goes over. I believe it takes I think we've been with them for so long, and it only takes like 1 or 2 days now, but once that money goes over, that will be the balance. But now we talked about that one paycheck because I realized I never did. Now let's talk about our weekly balance. So for our monthly budget, which is our day-to-day expense categories, those are these 5 categories. Let's add up how much in total we've spent. We've spent 65 plus 35 plus 26. That is a total of $126 that was spent. And that is not bad. That is like $150 less than the previous one. I'm putting dashes here because it's just that amount rolled over, but I just don't feel like rewriting it again. But that is the total. Then for bills, let's see what bills came out. I actually need to mention for bills, our HBO increased. Luckily for us, this month of March is the last month of this first quarter, so I have to do the next quarter budget with you guys. This HBO is now going to be a different amount. To show you guys how I'm going to fix that, this time because this is in our fixed amount, because like this never changed like for years now. I don't know, it like increased. So the difference I'm just gonna put in our holder category because like I don't really know where else to put it. But I am gonna go ahead and check our bills on our credit card along with our checking account to see what bills came out, and I'll be right back. So there's 3 bills that came out. This one is the only one from credit card, so that it's actually now $16.95. So I have in here that it's $15.89 minus $16.95. That means it's a difference of $1.06. So I'm just gonna put $1.06 on here, and I'm going to write for this month that what bill is this? HBO increase. So an increase from $15.89 to $16.95. So that's what I'll have in there as a recap. But yeah, so that is what changed. So I am going to put that it was like $1.06 as an actual, because I need to calculate that amount somewhere, or I'm going to be $1.06 off. So I'm just going to put that in here. Hopefully nothing else is off. If so, I'll have to readjust this again. But let's go ahead and add everything together. So we have that $1.06 plus the $15.89, of course, is the $16.95, which is the new HBO amount. So that plus our student loans, 06 plus 180.31 equals 377.32, and that is the total that came out for bills. So the only ones left is gas, electric, mobile came out. Oh, realized I put the X's on the wrong side. Mobile came out. So what was I saying? Mortgage, Spotify, gas, electric, and internet are the only ones left that comes out. That's why I like to put the X's, because it's easy on the eyes for me to see. So for bills, it's $377.32 that came out. And I know for student loans are currently paused. I actually just transferred this over to our long-term savings account. That's kind of just what we've been doing. But yeah, so that is all of our bills. That one is looking good. And then the last but not least is sinking funds. We did have a good amount for sinking funds. So let's calculate this. We had $37 for the household. Then we had $62. And then that plus the $8 plus the $97 is a total of $204 that we spent from our sinking funds. So in total, we spent a good amount this week. I think we spent a good amount. We're spending a good amount this month in general. I don't know why, but let's calculate the remaining balances. So we have 126 minus we had the $712 starting with. That means we still have a leftover $586 after we spent the $127. Now for bills, we had $2,883.98. That minus for bills $377.32 equals the remaining amount of $2,506.66 for our bills for the month. And then our mortgage is going to be like basically most of it. And then for the sinking funds, we had $4,436. That minus $204 for sinking funds. That means we still have a remaining amount of $4,231. And I know next month, April, our car insurance comes out. So like this is going to drop back into the 3,000s. But that is for our checking accounts. So let's talk about the checking accounts. All right, so for our checking account, per usual, let me give you guys the real numbers real quick. I'm going to use some of my extra stickers that I have laying around. These are like, oh, these are from Christmas time, but okay, so let me give you guys the real numbers real quick. Okay, I realized that like we forgot to do the transfers, so we haven't even done the transfers yet. So I'll give you guys what the number is for this after we do those transfers. But as for our savings account, this is our current amount. It's $3,080.13. So as you guys can see, it is exactly $1,300 more than last time, and that is because we got another paycheck. So every time we get a paycheck, me and my husband both transfer $1,300 each. We get paid opposite weeks. That is what it currently is in the savings account. And then as this accumulates for the month of March, the beginning of April, whatever is in here that's how we have the money for the following month. Anyway, let's actually just transfer over funds first. All right, so let's talk about the easiest accounts. I always like to do the monthly budget, the day-to-day expenses, which is the $126 with the $204 together, because I know for a fact, like, we use credit card for those no matter what. So 126 plus the 204, that is 330. So I am going to first go ahead and transfer that 330 from our second checking account that holds these funds. As you guys see, the monthly budget, bills, sinking funds. The balance for this account last week when we bounced off was $8,031.98. So since we spent this money and it's from our credit card, we of course have to pay our credit card. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer that money over. So that was $330 going straight into our primary checking so I can go and pay that credit card. To be honest, I probably won't pay it until tomorrow, but the money's in there so I can pay it tomorrow instead. But yeah, so that is now transferred. And the only reason why I'm not paying our credit card right now is because right after this, I'm most likely going to go to sleep. I wanted to get this video up for Monday, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Luckily for me, I don't have a schedule yet, but I really do need to make one to hold myself a little bit more accountable. But anyway, what am I doing right now? I'm flipping through this because I wanted to see when was the last time I redeemed our cash rewards. So we redeemed our cash rewards in January, and that was $170. And I'm planning on redeeming our cash rewards again in April because we currently have a little over $100. So that's kind of why we always use our credit card. Of course, it's to build credit too, because, like, you know, we need to build our credit. We're going to one day be able to get to like that perfect 850. I don't know how likely that is, but we will see. Anyway, I am definitely going off topic. Now, the last category we didn't transfer for was bills. So for bills, let's see. The only one for bills was for HBO, since this is the only one that came out of credit card, because these two come straight out of our checking account. So that means we no longer have the funds for those that come out of our checking account directly. But for HBO, we had to pay for it with our credit card because we get, like, you know, the 2% cash back. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer over the $16.95 and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is now transferred. Now let's talk about the total that's in this account. Let's see. Let me see. Let's hope that it matches because I really don't feel like going duck hunting right now. But let's see. $7,324.66. Now let's see if this matches. That is what the current amount is right now. Let us calculate and see if the number matches. So right now we have $586 plus 2506.66 plus 4231 equals, let me write this down, $7,323.66, and we're off our $1. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out what was wrong. Why I'm $1 off is because I did the calculation wrong. So last week for sinking funds, it was 4436 minus 204. That is 4232, not 31. So you guys probably already saw that and you guys are probably yelling at me. But that's where it went wrong. There we go. So 586 plus 2506.66 plus 4232. That is, oh, that's right. I gotta correct this too now. That is 37, sorry, that is 4, oh my god. That is 7324.66. And now that matches what is left in this account. 7324.66. And then also, if it's like easier to see, let's do the other calculation that we usually do. So last week we had the $8,031.98. That minus 126 minus 37732 minus 204. That is this total as well. So we are looking very good. I was nervous for a second. I thought we messed up. But now these accounts are all calculated. This is the current amount in our short-term savings. This is the current amount in our second checking account. So that looks good. Now, this is all done. Normally we would be done, but we are going to just do our Savopoly flip real quick. Now let's go to the back and do our flip over here. Okay, as usually, I'm going to open up the Dice app. This is a free app that we have, that we got from the App Store. We're gonna do our 3 rolls. Hopefully we don't end up in jail again, because like the last couple of weeks we kept going to jail. So hopefully we don't go to jail again. Okay, so roll 1 is, what is this? That is 9. Where's my tweezers? Okay, so we have 9. Oh my god, I can't get this off. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if this is a sign or not. I keep going to jail. So if you guys have watched my previous spins, you guys would know that the punishment for going to jail is either roll 3 times and save that amount, like for all 3 rolls. So I just did the first roll. This is $7 plus $9 plus $4. So that's $20 so far I have to save. So we're gonna roll again for our second like actual roll. This is 12, and oh boy, and because this is now doubles, whatever I land on, I have to save double that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is chance, and that says roll dice and save that amount. Accidentally opened up Target. Okay, so luckily for me, it's 5. That means in total I have to save 10. 20 plus 10. That is $30 in total that we're saving. Now for our last roll, and that is, what is that? That is a 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is roll. Oops, you guys couldn't even see. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. First it landed over here, then it landed over here. So that says roll and save that amount. So we're gonna roll in total. That's another 10. This is getting really, this Savopoly is getting very expensive. Oh my god, I just added 40, but it was another 10. So 30 plus 10 is 40. So we are total in saving $40 for this week. So week 2, we are saving $40. So for the month so far, it looks like it's $109. All right, this might as well just be like another car payment or something, because this is very expensive. If I land on jail again next week, like, what does that mean, guys? What does that mean? I've never gone to jail this many times in Monopoly. I feel a little stressed about it, but okay, so that is actually going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!